I'll be speaking to Hamid Imam, a Syrian-American activist and supporter of the revolution who lives in New Jersey. He's originally from Raqqa, Syria. We'll be talking about a protest of a member of Congress, Tulsi Gabbard. The protest took place during an event at a Rutgers University branch in the center of the state of New Jersey. Good evening, Hamid.
Good evening, Stan. How are you?
So who invited Tulsi Gabbard to speak at Rutgers?
She was invited by an organization called Muslims for Peace, and they chose Rutgers University, New Brunswick campus as the host venue.
Why would Muslims be inviting her? I mean, I thought her reputation was seeing Muslims as extremists.
I mean, this was outrageous to many people, and I did not want to discuss sectarian issues, but unfortunately, this organization, I believe that it has a lot of affiliation with Iran and the Assad regime. I believe that their leaders are from the Shia sect, so I would assume they are supporters of Bashar al-Assad and Iran.
I see.
I couldn't find any other explanation besides that. To be honest, I don't have that much information about this particular organization, but that's what I know, and that's what I heard.
So how big was the crowd? Was it mostly students or adults or what?
It was disappointingly huge. I believe that they almost have about 500. Majority, I would say, were community members. Ages varied, but I believe the majority of them probably 30 and up.
Mm-hmm. So describe, well, first off, for our listeners who don't know, why would you be opposed to Tulsi Gabbard at this event?
I personally, as a Syrian-American, never heard of Tulsi Gabbard till the moment that I was shocked to see that a U.S. Congresswoman from the state of Hawaii visited Damascus, Syria, to meet with Bashar al-Assad, a well-known war criminal, not once, but twice, along with other security officials and his wife and other ministers that were part of his regime. Mm-hmm. Furthermore, she went on to promote for Assad propaganda that he's fighting terrorists and just endorsing his policies against the Syrian people with total disregard to the lives that have been lost in Syria and the atrocities that have been taking place for the past 6 years that were not limited to chemical weapons and barrel bombs. So we launched a campaign, and another reason that this was personal to me is I myself is a Rutgers student. I'm a graduate student at Rutgers University, and I felt extremely insulted to have this individual speaking at a university that I'm very proud to be a member of, and we went on and we attended that meeting.
So you say we? How many others came with you to the event?
I believe with a few other activists, we plan to be honest, cause a distraction and just call her out on her support for a ruthless dictator. Mm-hmm. So I believe our team consisted for about 6 members.
Mm-hmm. And I've seen a video. It's a sort of a little from far away. You had some signs. What did the signs say?
Well, the signs, we had about 10 signs. Some of these, it said, Tulsi Gabbard, shame on you. Don't shake my hand. You're with the blood. You have the blood of Syrian children, and other signs that just called her out.
Mm-hmm. So, what did you say? I saw that she spoke for a while, and did this happen at the beginning of the meeting?
Yes. was at the beginning of the meeting. The word that triggered us rising and heckling her was peace. She had the nerve to speak about peace and stability, and I stood up and said, "Peace? What peace are you talking about? The peace in Syria? The one that you went and you sat with a war criminal twice? Shame on you."
Mm-hmm.
It was a heated. I can't really recall what I said. I said so many things. I mentioned that she was a hypocrite, and I went on till I was escorted by security.
Were you the only one who spoke, or did others speak out?
No, others did speak after me, but unfortunately, it wasn't caught on video.
Mm-hmm.
So unfairly, I got the credit for it, but the real credit is for my other fellow activists, who some of them planned this sort of disruption plan, and one of my friends took a video of it, so I should give them full credit for doing so.
How did the crowd react to what you said?
I was expecting some kind of support, and that's why you hear me speaking about. I told them, "You are my Muslim brothers and sisters.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you cheer for someone like that? This is a Prophet Muhammad day, and if Prophet Muhammad was here, he wouldn't be happy with you not standing with your fellow human beings and fellow brothers and sisters." So unfortunately, the majority of them weren't happy. Many asked me to shut up. Others asked me to be civilized and be quiet. It wasn't very friendly. It wasn't a very friendly reception, unfortunately.
Was there any media covering the event?
Yes, I believe so. I just seen a Yahoo News article. Also, surprisingly, the Syrian national TV has published a report about this event. They took a video. I'm not sure if they were present there, but the report claimed that some guy who supports the terrorist groups stood up against the brave honorary Tulsi Gabbard,
mm-hmm.
which is absurd and insane, and we're used to this type of propaganda by the Syrian media, so nothing that was shocking for me.
Now, before we leave Gabbard, she has a bill in Congress called "Stop Supporting Terrorism." Are you familiar with it?
Yes, I am.
What do you think of it?
What I think of it, I think that was well, of course, it's deceiving, because Tulsi Gabbard just wants to completely destroy any kind of moderate opposition. And for her, that there is no such thing as moderate opposition that exists in Syria. This reminds me of a flashback for the first few days that Syrian-Americans and Syrians and people around the world demanded particularly from the Obama administration, that the only faction that existed at that time in 2012, early 2012 and late 2011, was the Free Syrian Army, which was a group of defected military officers and soldiers who refused to turn live ammunition on peaceful protesters. We were saying that there are extremists who might take advantage of this situation. Assad will take advantage of this vacuum and might cause chaos and probably orchestrate some kind of terrorist cells to make it seem that he's fighting terrorists. And then he's been speaking about that since day one. So we failed to arm the moderate opposition. We waited till ISIS and Al-Qaeda became the strongest two one of the strongest factions in Syria, and now she wants to just kind of give the final blow to any efforts to support those who seek to liberate Syria, who seek to have a democratic, civil nation that lives in peace and coexistence with its neighboring countries and the rest of the world.
Now, I've been speculating. I mean, she says the U.S. has to stop helping Al-Qaeda and ISIS, which I think is absurd because it doesn't. I've been speculating that the real target of her bill is the white helmets. The U.S. does give money to the white helmets. What do you think of that idea?
Correct. You see, that's once again that I believe that Tulsi Gabbard is on Assad's payroll because it sounds like a full sponsorship of his propaganda. This is what Assad been promoting the whole time. The white helmets embarrassed Bashar al-Assad in front of the whole world with its unbelievable and extraordinary work to save human lives with the least amount of resources that they can utilize. Just saving thousands of lives, taking thousands of children from beneath the rebel. And this embarrassment is being promoted by Tulsi Gabbard, who I believe she's running for president or planning to run for president in the next election. And I guess she needs some money for her campaign. So let's start with that move. And I'm not shy and embarrassed to make such claims.
Now let's leave her. I understand you're from Raqqa in Syria, which is controlled by ISIS. Do you still have family there?
Well, I lost the majority of my family have left, but I have some relatives, just a few cousins and friends.
Have you heard from them at all recently?
Yes, I have. Once in a while, they go on WhatsApp, and it's like an internet cafe where they can briefly speak under heavy surveillance by ISIS. So it's just, hello, how are you, how is family, and it just ends there. So I guess they are okay. They're not dead, at least.
Mm. And then, which parties are trying to take Raqqa at this point? Is it the U.S. or is it the Kurds or Assad? I'm not clear.
I was just speaking to one of my friends that day after day things are getting more complicated. It's a huge mess around Raqqa, especially in eastern Aleppo and in the suburbs. Just that northeast area and the north area, there's so much presence. The Russians are there on the ground, the Kurds, Americans, the Turks, the Free Syrian Army, ISIS. So it is a freaking mess. But I believe that the momentum is on the Kurds side. The so-called SDS, Syrian Democratic Forces, they have closed down on Raqqa, and they're only a few miles away from the city. It's going to be a long journey to reach to Raqqa, and I believe that it will be a failed mission if these countries fail to really coordinate and sort of stop playing the political cards against each other. It's a mess. The future it's really so vague, and for someone like me who was originally from there, whose family's from there, I just want that city to be free, and I wanted to live in peace and stability once again. I really don't care who liberates it, but certainly not Assad. I don't want to see Assad once again taking control of the first city that was ever liberated in Syria.
Right. What year was that? Was that 2012?
That was 2013.
2013.
Actually, we just passed the anniversary, the fourth anniversary on March 4th.
Now,
2 days ago marked the fourth anniversary of the liberation.
Let's end by talking about another anniversary, the anniversary of the start of the revolt. So there's a protest in Washington about that. Is that right?
Not only a protest, we have a series of events that will last from Thursday, March 16th to Saturday, March 18th. On Thursday, we'll have Advocacy Day, where constituents have the opportunity to go to the U.S. Capitol and meet their legislatures and advocate on behalf of the Syrian people. Friday, we'll have a General Assembly TED Talk type of event on Friday morning, and followed by another advocacy dinner. On Saturday, we'll have the rally that starts at the U.S. Capitol, 10 a.m., and march close to the White House, where we'll have another festival that will honor Syrian heritage and will be sponsored by refugees to really show the true meaning of being a Syrian refugee, and that our culture and our civilization is rich, and it's not as demonizing as Mr. Donald Trump and his gang has been trying to portray us as.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the summary of the event, and I invite everyone around the U.S. to join us.
Who is the
www.therevolutionunitesus.com.
therevolutionunitesus.com. Is that right?
Yes. And that's the theme. That's the theme of the event.
And who is the main sponsor? Is it the Syrian-American Congress, or is it other groups?
It is. It's a coalition of many Syrian-American organizations, in addition to the Syrian-American community, who work as just independent individuals.
Well, one last time before we go, the website for people interested.
It's www.therevolutionuniteus.com.
Well, thank you very much for talking with me.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, Stan.